Adventures of Leo the Gorilla, the quest for the hidden treasure. Once upon a time, there was a kind gorilla named Leo. Leo lived peacefully in the forest, surrounded by his family and friends. One day, as he decided to venture further than usual, he got lost. Leo was very worried because he didn't know how to find his way back home. He began to wander through the dense forest, desperately searching for a familiar sign. But the further he went, the deeper he got into the thick vegetation. That's when a strange noise caught his attention. He heard voices and music in the distance. Curious, Leo decided to follow the sound until he discovered an enchanted clearing. At the center of the clearing, there was a magnificent city with stone walls, sparkling fountains, and lush gardens. Leo was amazed by what he saw. He decided to explore the city, and as he followed a stone path, he arrived in front of a gigantic pyramid. It was majestic and imposing, with its stairs that seemed to defy the skies. Leo couldn't resist the temptation to climb the steps and explore the interior of the mysterious pyramid. Once inside, Leo was surprised by the beauty and grandeur of what he discovered. The walls were adorned with colorful paintings depicting scenes from the lives of the former inhabitants of the city. He imagined the lives of these people hundreds of years ago. While walking through the corridors of the pyramid, Leo spotted a small door hidden behind a curtain of vines. Curious, he pushed the door and discovered a room filled with incredible treasures. Sparkling jewels, golden statues, and ancient artifacts were there, as if they were waiting for Leo. Mesmerized by such wealth, Leo approached a monkey-shaped statue and noticed an engraved inscription. Intrigued, he tried to decipher it and realized it was a message. The message spoke of a hidden treasure deep within the forest. Leo then decided to leave the pyramid and set off in search of this treasure. He remembered the directions from the message and cautiously made his way through the dense forest. He had to navigate around thick vines, jump over fallen tree trunks, and cross small streams. After hours of walking, Leo finally arrived at a magnificent place. In front of his eyes, there lay a huge waterfall, with its crystalline waters sparkling in the sunlight. At the top of the waterfall, Leo spotted a massive tree with an opening that seemed to lead to a secret cave. Without hesitation, Leo climbed up the tree to enter the cave. Inside, he discovered a wooden chest adorned with engravings. He opened it carefully and was amazed by its contents. It was filled with precious gemstones, ancient coins, and sparkling jewelry. Leo realized that he had just found the treasure mentioned in the pyramid inscription. He was so happy to have overcome all the obstacles to get here. He decided to bring back a portion of the treasure to the Inca city, as a way to thank them for welcoming him. Back in the city, Leo was warmly welcomed by the inhabitants. They were surprised and delighted to see the gorilla with the treasure. They organized a big celebration in honor of Leo, and presented him with a magnificent crown made of gold to thank him for his discovery. Leo was the hero of the Inca city, but nevertheless, he felt that the time had come for him to return home. He had found his way back to the forest and reunited with his family and friends. He told them about his incredible adventure and shared a portion of the treasure he had brought back. Everyone was happy for Leo and grateful to have such a brave gorilla among them. Stories about his feat and generosity spread throughout the entire forest, inspiring other animals to explore and live their own adventures. And so, Leo the gorilla, who had gotten lost in the forest and discovered an Incan city and visited a pyramid, became a living legend for all the animals of the forest.
The intrepid puffins in search of the inner treasure. Once upon a time, In the heart of the wild landscapes of Iceland, there was a small group of fearless puffins. They lived on a small rocky island, surrounded by crystal-clear water. These friendly birds were known for their colourful beaks and were adored by all the island dwellers. But one day, an old legend reached their ears. A massive gold plaque, embedded with precious gemstones, was hidden somewhere in the depths of the ocean. Intrigued by this story, the puffins decided to embark on a quest for the legendary treasure. Beating their large wings against the wind, they flew off into the unknown, guided by their courage and determination. As they flew further out into the sea, they were faced with numerous challenges and dangers. Their first trial was a massive blizzard that enveloped them in a swirl of snow. Unable to stay on course, the puffins had to land on a drifting piece of ice, at the mercy of the waves. Despite their fear, they kept hope and supported each other. After a few days, the blizzard subsided, and the puffins resumed their flight. They landed on another island, dense and mysterious, filled with thick forests and deep caves. They began to inspect every corner, searching for any sign of the treasure. But no clue revealed itself. With disappointment, the puffins flew off towards a new adventure. They crossed steep cliffs and impressive waterfalls, all while keeping hope of finding the famous treasure. They even tried to communicate with dolphins and whales, hoping to get help in solving the riddle. But these creatures, although amused by the enthusiasm of the little birds, knew nothing of the legend. After weeks of unsuccessful searching, the puffins began to lose courage. But just as they were about to head home, they spotted a small cave hidden behind a massive rock. Intrigued, they approached and found an inscription carved above the entrance. "The treasure is within you." The puffins looked at each other, perplexed. How could it be within them? They pondered for a long time and remembered the challenging moments they had gone through. They had to overcome storms, blizzards, and exhausting physical trials. They realized that the true treasure was not material, but the experience of the journey itself. With a smile, the puffins returned to their small, rocky island. They recounted their entire journey to the other animals and the island's inhabitants. Each one was amazed by their story, and the puffins became beloved heroes to everyone. And so, every year, the puffins set off on an adventure, not in search of material treasure, but in search of their own inner strength. They now understood that true treasure was friendship, courage, and perseverance that they had found within themselves. They thus showed others the value of the journey and the importance of believing in their dreams. And their small rocky island became a place. The epic journey of Remy, a story of courage and friendship. Once upon a time, in an enchanted world, there was a reindeer named Remy. Every year, Remy was responsible for guiding Santa's sleigh through the starry sky to deliver gifts to children all over the world. Once again this year, Remy had just finished his gift-giving tour and was getting ready to return to Lapland. The journey back was tough and filled with obstacles. Snow was falling heavily, making visibility difficult. Remy had to remain calm and focused to overcome the challenges that lay ahead. Suddenly, he heard a strange noise coming from the forest. He decided to stop and go see what was happening. As Remy approached slowly, he discovered a little elf who had fallen into a trap. Without hesitation, the brave reindeer helped the elf free himself from his bonds. Grateful, the elf promised to help Remy return home safely. The elf named Leo knew the forest like the back of his hand. Together, they braved snowstorms and faced fierce, wild animals. Along the way, they encountered a family of squirrels who had lost their home. Remy and Leo, with the help of the squirrels, built a warm shelter for the family, protecting them from the winter cold. After leaving the forest, Remy and Leo found themselves facing a frozen river. They didn't know how to cross it. That's when a colony of penguins appeared. With their swimming skills, the penguins helped Remy and Leo cross by using their bodies to form a living bridge over the river. As they continued their journey, Remy and Leo reached steep and dangerous mountains. They were discouraged, not knowing how to climb them. That's when they saw a family of chamois gracefully climbing along the rocky walls. Remy and Leo joined them, and inspired by their determination, they managed to reach the summit together. Finally, Remy and Leo were close to Lapland. But the bad weather was still there. The wind was blowing so strongly that Santa's sleigh risked being carried away. That's when a flock of migrating birds arrived. Together, they formed a shield by flying above the sleigh, protecting it from the wind. The journey was perilous, but thanks to all their new friends, Remy and Leo finally arrived in Lapland. Santa Claus was eagerly awaiting them, having heard about Remy's extraordinary adventures. The reindeer was warmly praised for its bravery and generosity. Remy then realized that friendship was a precious gift, and that he was surrounded by wonderful companions who had made his return journey possible. He appreciated even more the value of the encounters and trials he had gone through. Since that day, Remy became more than just an iconic reindeer of Santa Claus, but a living legend promoting the importance of cooperation and compassion. And every year, Remy would share his story with the new reindeer joining the team, inspiring the next generation to embrace courage and friendship.
Olaf, the exploring snowman, discovers Europe before returning home. Once upon a time, in a small village in Canada, there was a snowman named Olaf. He lived in a charming gingerbread cottage with a family of field mice. One day, Olaf had an incredible idea. He decided to travel across Europe to discover new magical places. His first stop was Paris, the City of Lights. Olaf was enchanted by the beauty of the Eiffel Tower and the cobblestone streets of the French capital. He enjoyed delicious croissants and strolled along the Seine, crossing paths with street artists and playful pigeons. But soon it was time to continue his journey. In Rome, Olaf discovered the majestic Colosseum and the Trevi Fountain. He encountered a group of stray cats who purred joyfully around him. He then went to the Vatican City, where he saw the stunning Sistine Chapel with its colorful frescoes. In Madrid, Olaf enjoyed dancing flamenco in the lively streets of the Spanish capital. He tasted the delicious tapas and visited the royal palace. Then he went to London, where he discovered the charm of Buckingham Palace and the London Eye. He marveled at Big Ben, whose sound resonated throughout the city. After visiting the major European cities, Olaf arrived in Athens, the mother of democracy. He climbed the Acropolis, and greeted the iconic statue of Athena. He beheld the fascinating ruins of the ancient Greek city and enjoyed the taste of fresh olives. Then he went to Amsterdam and strolled along the famous canals, observing the bikes happily zooming by. Olaf spent time in the Keukenhof gardens, amazed by the thousands of colourful tulips stretching as far as the eye could see. After all these adventures, Olaf realised that he was starting to feel homesick. He decided to go back home, to Canada. He boarded a plane and flew over the vast, snowy landscapes that reminded him so much of his homeland. Upon his arrival, Olaf was warmly welcomed by his family of field mice, who had set up a large sign that read, "Welcome home, Olaf." They had fun sliding down the snowy hills and organising snowball fights. Olaf then realised that despite all the wonders he had discovered, there was nowhere else he felt as good as at home. He knew that from now on he could tell his mouse friends about his adventures, and together they already dreamed of new adventures to come. And so, Olaf, the brave snowman, returned from distant lands to enjoy the simple happiness of life in his small Canadian village.
The Fabulous Quest of Henri and the Animals of the Joyful Farm. At Mrs. Marguerite's joyful farm, all the animals were happy and lived in harmony. The hens clucked, the cows mooed, the pigs oinked, and the horses neighed cheerfully. Among them, Henri the mallard duck was one of the most curious. Always seeking new adventures, he loved exploring every corner of the farm. One day, while walking in the old barn, Henri made an extraordinary discovery. He stumbled upon a forgotten treasure map, covered in dust. His eyes lit up with joy, and his heart raced. The duck decided to set off on an adventure to find the coveted treasure. Henri decided to share this incredible news with his friends. He gathered all the other animals on the farm and showed them the treasure map. The animals were thrilled and excited about embarking on this exciting quest. Guided by the map, Henri and his friends set off. The path led them through the green meadows, mysterious forests, and sparkling streams. They were determined to find the treasure, and nothing could stop them. As they advanced, the animals encountered challenges along their way, but they overcame them all with courage and ingenuity. They jumped over the streams, climbed the trees, and whistled songs to boost their spirits. Finally, after days of adventures and mishaps, the animals arrived at the location indicated on the map. They scratched the ground with their paws and uncovered an antique wooden chest. Everyone held their breath in excitement. With caution, Henri opened the trunk and the animals were dazzled by everything they discovered inside. Sparkling jewels, gold coins, and precious pearls filled the trunk. But what pleased the animals the most were the delicious cookies that were also hidden inside. As the animals celebrated their victory by enjoying the delicious cookies, they realized that the true treasure was the friendship they had developed during their journey. They were grateful to have experienced this adventure together, supporting each other and sharing their joy. Back at Mrs. Marguerite's happy farm, the animals shared their stories and proudly showed off the treasures they had found. Mrs. Marguerite was amazed and proud of all her little companions. And so, the merry farm continued to prosper, filled with friendship, adventures, and precious memories. The animals knew they had experienced something extraordinary, and every time they passed by the old barn, they remembered their incredible adventure and the treasure that had forever united them.
A magical Christmas journey across continents with Curious Lee the giraffe. Once upon a time, there was Leah, a curious and adventurous little giraffe. She loved exploring the vast world in search of extraordinary adventures and discoveries. And this year, as Christmas approached, Leah decided to celebrate this wonderful holiday on every continent. Leah's first stop was in Paris, the city of love. She strolled along the Seine, admiring the magnificent Christmas lights on the Eiffel Tower. Leah indulged in delicious macarons and danced to traditional Christmas music. After Paris, Leah went to Berlin in Germany. She strolled through the Christmas markets, marveling at the stands filled with decorations and toys. Leah tasted the famous sauerkraut and enjoyed sliding on the ice rinks. His next destination was Seville, Spain. Leah was dazzled by the colorful and lively processions of Semana Santa, a traditional celebration held before Christmas. She joined the crowd to sing Christmas carols and enjoyed Spanish specialties such as paella and churros. Moscow, the capital of Russia, was Leah's next stop. She was transported into a real fairy tale as she discovered the snow-covered Kremlin and the shining lights on Red Square. She tasted the famous blinis and danced with the locals to traditional Russian Christmas music. Then Leah flew to Japan. She was fascinated by the colorful decorations and impressive Christmas illuminations in Tokyo. She tasted delicious sushi and watched traditional Japanese dance performances. Sydney, Australia was the next destination. Leah spent a warm Christmas on the beach, playing in the sand and admiring the incredible fireworks that lit up the sky. She savored delicious shrimp and frozen desserts to celebrate this unique holiday. After Australia, Leah went to New Zealand. She discovered the beauty of breathtaking landscapes and encountered some of the world's most strange and adorable animals. Leah indulged in delicious New Zealand pastries and took advantage of the sunny weather to go hiking. The African continent welcomed Leah with warmth and enthusiasm. She went to South Africa and was fascinated by the cultural and culinary diversity of the country. Leah encountered majestic animals, such as lions and elephants, and tasted delicious traditional African dishes. In Morocco, Leah found herself in a tale from 1001 Nights. She strolled through colorful souks and marveled at flying carpets and exotic spices. Leah savored a delicious couscous and danced with the locals to joyful Christmas rhythms. Leah's next destination was New York, a city that never sleeps. She was amazed by the giant Christmas trees and the illuminated shop windows on Fifth Avenue. Leah skated on the famous ice rink in Central Park and enjoyed a huge American hamburger. Mexico and Cancun then welcomed her in a typically Mexican festive atmosphere. Leah danced to the rhythm of mariachi music and took part in a giant piñata filled with candies and gifts. She savored delicious Mexican specialties such as tacos and guacamole. At Machu Picchu in Peru, Leah found herself surrounded by majestic mountains and Incan mysteries. She discovered the fascinating history of this ancient site and enjoyed traditional Peruvian dishes such as ceviche and lomo saltado. In the Chilean desert, Leah was amazed by the immense stretches of sand and the breathtaking starry skies. She warmed herself by a campfire and savored delicious Chilean empanadas while singing Christmas carols. In Buenos Aires, Argentina, Leia danced the tango in the lively streets of the city. She attended a traditional dance show and tasted the famous Argentine meat, accompanied by delicious local wines. Finally, Leia arrived in Lapland, where the northern lights illuminate the winter sky. She marveled at their enchanting beauty and joined Santa's elves in preparing the gifts. She tasted Christmas cookies and snuggled up by the fireplace, listening to magical stories. While Leia was admiring the northern lights, she felt overwhelmed with happiness and gratitude. She realized that no matter where she was, the true spirit of Christmas resided in sharing, love, and friendship. Leia returned home, carrying unforgettable memories in her heart from this extraordinary Christmas, where she had celebrated this wonderful holiday on all continents.
The magical bamboo kiwi's quest for peace and harmony. Once upon a time, in an enchanted forest in China, there was a little koala named Kiwi. Kiwi was very curious and adventurous. One day, he heard about a magical bamboo that was mysteriously located at the heart of the forest. This magical bamboo was known to grant all wishes, and Kiwi was determined to find it. With great determination, Kiwi set off. He walked for days and nights through the dense forest. Eventually, he arrived at an ancient and majestic temple, nestled at the top of a mountain. Kiwi could sense that the magical bamboo was close. Upon entering the temple, Kiwi encountered Chen, an old, wise panda who had been living there for generations. Chen knew the secret of the magical bamboo and decided to assist Kiwi in his quest. He revealed to him that in order to find the bamboo, he had to overcome 3 trials. The first challenge was to climb to the top of a millennium-old tree. Kiwi, with the agility of a koala, easily managed this stage. The second challenge was a race against time. Kiwi had to catch a bamboo leaf falling from the sky before it touched the ground. With its quickness, Kiwi managed to grab it just in time. The third trial was the most difficult of all. Kiwi had to find a hidden treasure in the middle of a labyrinth filled with riddles and traps. With the help of Chen and using his cleverness, Kiwi solved every riddle and cleverly avoided the traps. Finally, after many adventures, Kiwi found the long sought-after treasure, the magical bamboo. Kiwi was filled with joy and excitement as he held the magical bamboo between his paws. He suddenly realized that he had a wish to make. He wished that all the animals in the world could live in harmony and peace. As soon as Kiwi finished making his wish, a burst of dazzling light engulfed the forest. Multicolored birds, playful pandas, and mischievous monkeys gathered around Kiwi to celebrate. The magic of bamboo had granted his wish. From now on, the enchanted forest of China was a place of peace and harmony, where all the animals lived in perfect symbiosis. Pandas danced with koalas, while monkeys played joyfully with birds. Kiwi and Chen were proud to have brought peace to their lands. Kiwi, aware of the importance of the bamboo's magic, decided to stay in the forest to watch over the magical bamboo and protect this special place forever. The friendship between Kiwi and Chen was unwavering as they spent their days together, enjoying the peace and serenity brought to them by the magical bamboo. And so, the little koala Kiwi and the wise panda Chen lived happily and peacefully in the enchanted forest of China, where the magical bamboo continues to grant the wishes of those who truly need it. A legend that has been passed down for generations to remind children all over the world of the importance of peace, love, and friendship.
Luna, the little adventurous macaw, discovering the hidden treasures of Central America. Once upon a time, there was a little macaw named Luna who lived in a magnificent tropical forest in Central America. Luna was different from the other macaws of her species because she had a bright lunar feather that illuminated her wings when she flew. She loved to fly and explore the vast horizons above the canopy. One day, Luna decided to go on an adventure to discover the hidden wonders of Central America. She flew over dense jungles and winding rivers in search of new horizons. Her journey took her to Guatemala, where she discovered the magnificent Mayan ruins of Tikal. Luna was fascinated by the majestic temples and towering pyramids that reached towards the sky. After spending some time exploring the ruins, Luna resumed her flight and headed towards Belize, where she was amazed by the turquoise waters of the coral reef. She dove into the depths of the ocean and discovered a multitude of colorful tropical fish swimming among the vibrant corals. Luna was delighted to see how beautiful and well-preserved nature was. Luna's journey then led her to Honduras, where she had the chance to discover the mysterious archaeological sites of Copan. She perched on the detailed Mayan sculptures and listened to the ancient stories told by the local inhabitants. Nicaragua was Luna's next adventure destination. She flew over the active volcanoes of the region and landed on the shores of Lake Nicaragua to observe the pink dolphins gracefully swimming in the calm waters. Back in the air, Luna flew over Costa Rica and perched on the giant branches of the tropical rainforest trees. She listened attentively to the howling monkeys and the colorful toucans who told her stories of the jungle. Finally, Luna's journey took her to Panama, where she was enchanted by the famous canal connecting the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. She watched the enormous ships pass through the locks and the other marine animals that lived in the canal's waters. After having explored the most beautiful sights and monuments of Central America, Luna was happy to return home. She brought with her wonderful memories from her trip and new friendships with the animals she had encountered. The little macaw recounted her adventures to her friends in the rainforest, inspiring others to go on an adventure and discover the hidden beauties of the world that surrounded them. Luna then understood that the true treasure was the experience of the adventure itself. From that day on, Luna continued to fly over Central America, guiding other animals in their own adventures. She'd become a true heroine and a source of inspiration for all those who wish to explore the world and uncover its hidden wonders. The Lost Star: A Cosmic Journey to the Land of Celestial Magic. Lost in the magic of a shower of shooting stars, Leo the giraffe was fascinated by the illuminated skies. Each star seemed like a small piece of dream falling from the heavens. One evening, while she was contemplating this celestial spectacle, a shooting star tore through the sky and disappeared behind the hills. Intrigued, Leo decided to set off in search of this missing star. She gathered her animal companions, Leo the lion, Oscar the playful monkey, and Mila the wise turtle. Together, they embarked on a cosmic quest through the enchanted universe. They crossed dazzling celestial worlds made up of colorful nebulae and mysterious planets. Every step brought them a little closer to the disappeared star. Leah and her friends were amazed by the beauty that surrounded them, but they never lost sight of their goal. As they progressed on their journey, they encountered magical creatures, unicorns with shimmering manes and fairies with sparkling wings. These fantastical beings encouraged them to continue their quest and bestowed upon them valuable advice. They learned that in order to find the lost star, they had to collect fragments of magical stars from different constellations. Each constellation was guarded by a celestial guardian who tested their determination and courage. Leah and her animal companions faced trials as incredible as they were perilous. They dodged flaming meteors, jumped from planet to planet, and outsmarted the traps set by celestial guardians. Nothing could stop them. Throughout their adventures, Leah and her friends also learned important lessons. They understood that friendship and solidarity were valuable assets. Every time they encountered an obstacle too difficult to overcome alone, they helped each other and found a solution together. After numerous trials and adventures, Leah and her companions gathered enough fragments of magical stars to reconstruct one star. They climbed a celestial mountain and carefully placed each fragment, forming a sparkling star. When the star was reconstituted, a glow of an incredible beauty enveloped the entire enchanted universe. The vanished star reappeared, illuminating the sky with its splendor. Leah and her friends felt filled with pride for having fulfilled their mission. At the moment of departure, the magical creatures made them one last revelation. Their journey was actually a test meant to show their bravery. Thanks to their perseverance and friendship, they had proven their worth and deserved their place among the stars. With hearts filled with joy and gratitude, Leah and her animal companions returned to Earth, having fulfilled their cosmic quest. They held the memory of this extraordinary adventure within them and continued to dream of the enchanting universe that had welcomed them. From now on, every time Leah looked at the starry sky, she remembered her incredible adventure and the magic that surrounded her. She knew she was capable of achieving great things, as she had discovered the strength that hid within her, the strength to believe in her dreams and pursue them with determination.